The Tampa Metropolitan Area YMCA is centered on enhancing the community through the pillars of youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. Through its initiatives, the Y imparts crucial swimming skills, nurtures the courage of young individuals, and provides unwavering support to those striving for a balanced and healthy way of life. Here to tell us more is Meagan Smithyman, Associate Executive Director of the Tampa Metropolitan YMCA. Meagan, welcome to Suncoast Snapshot.
Yes, thank you, Nicole, so much for having me today.
Great, we're glad to have you as well. So how do the expanded learning programs at Sulphur Springs YMCA and YMCA Reads contribute to nourishing the minds of elementary school children?
So I think one thing that is important to mention is that the Sulphur Springs YMCA is embedded in Sulphur Springs PK to Ada Community Partnership School, and that's a public Hillsborough County school. So we have a unique opportunity to provide enrichment beyond the school day, but that really well aligns with what the teachers are doing, the instructional lessons that are taking place, the positive behavior supports, the culture and climate, and really enhance that and support it through some of our enrichment programs. And a lot of that is done through the Y. So we do have an after school program that serves kindergarten actually through our 8th graders, and again, enriching academic lessons, but really also producing little citizens. So social emotional learning, character development, leadership skills, all of those wonderful things that just make good people for the Tampa Bay region. Additionally, we have a Y Reads program on site that is small group intervention literacy supports. And so really identifying where students have gaps and providing intervention support that's very specific to that. And so again, just a way that we come alongside the teachers to really support student academic gaps so that they can be successful.
That's awesome. It's great to see the significant impact on nurturing young students' intellectual growth and providing valuable educational experiences. Can you elaborate on Tampa Y's approach to aligning social services with education to benefit families and children?
Absolutely. So I mentioned that we are embedded in this community partnership school as well as the lead nonprofit. And so the Y looks to provide holistic programs and services for these students, but also for their families, right? So when you think of holistic, we're thinking whole family, but we're also thinking the whole individual. So we know students are not going to come to school and be focused and present in class if their shoes are too small or they didn't have enough to eat over the weekend. If grandma is struggling with a chronic illness and she doesn't have the adequate access to care. And so how do we provide some of those wraparound services that enhance quality of life, that allow our parents to kind of step out of crisis? Our parents love their children. They're going to be the number one advocate to get the child to school on time, right? To reinforce positive behavior, to bring them out to literacy nights. But if they're living in crisis, it's going to be very challenging to support that student through that. And so again, if we can provide those holistic services, we know that our parents are engaged, our students are engaged, and they're really going to have significant academic successes through, years to come, if quality of life is better for them.
Thank you for providing insights into the Tampa Y's approach. It's impressive how you've integrated social services and education to foster a comprehensive support system for families and children. So thank you for that. How do the YMCA's mission and United Way Suncoast efforts align in the Sulphur Springs? And could you elaborate on how they collaborate with other groups to support the community, as seen through initiatives like the upcoming Sulphur Springs Lip Block Party?
Absolutely. So when I say holistic services, that is a really big lift. And so there's truly not one entity that can do that or do it well. So we rely on collaborative efforts and partnerships throughout the community. We're super grateful and fortunate that we have the United Way Resource Center just on the backside of the school. So literally across the street. And we realize that there are things that United Way and this resource center do really well, like workforce development, that we then don't have to carry that burden. We have partnership and relationship, and we can help families identify that support by walking them across the street. Similarly, we have a pantry on site. And so when United Way identifies clients that have a need, right, they can kind of share that resource as well. And so there are a number of partners that are in the Sulphur Springs community, but again, throughout the Tampa Bay community that participate in different ways. We really just identify the experts that maybe provide a program or a service that match the gap that we're seeing in this community and then bring them to the table. The Lit Block Party, I'm so glad you mentioned that. It's a great example. So it's a super fun, engaging way to get the family out. And it's a little bit of that disguised learning. So students and their families will be exposed to the arts, to reading. They'll have access to books. but not in a way that seems daunting or overwhelming or boring, right? It's really a good, fun, free time to come out and be exposed and support these things that, again, ultimately lead to student academic success. But that is really not feasible without those collaborative efforts of partnerships around the community.
That sounds really exciting. I appreciate you providing more insight into the alignment of the YMCA's mission and United Way's efforts. It's intriguing to observe how these aspects coincide, particularly in relation to the forthcoming Sulphur Springs Lip Block Party. Meagan, I would like to thank you for your time you've dedicated today and for sharing valuable information about the impactful work of the Tampa Metropolitan YMCA for children, families, and the community.
Thank you.
Thank you. United Way Suncoast doesn't just fund programs. We invest in community, and we say invest because the community gets a return on the work of our partners. To learn more, please visit the address on your screen. And as always, remember, united we rise.
United we win.